Good evening, everybody. This is Model Railroad Addict coming to you back down here at the layout room with another update video. This will be update for April 19th, 2012, and I thought I'd throw it up here because I did some changes to the layout and I've got some progress made on what I am doing. The change I've made to the layout is I have decided to keep it in this room only. I'm not going to make a multi-room layout anymore. I just decided I did not want to make that large of an HO scale layout because of the fact that later on I am going to be doing an O scale above the garage that's going to be much larger. So I didn't want to sink a bunch of money into an HO by going multi-room, so I'm maintaining just in this room. This room here measures 12 foot wide by 13 foot deep from where I'm standing. So it's not like it's going to be any small layout. It's still going to be a nice size layout. It's going to be running a double main, 2 inches on center. And what I've done, the change I've done is right here. Instead of the layout S-curving, coming through and S-curving out the hole there that I dug and made in the wall, it's going to come around here and an S-curve right here and go across the duck under and connect on back over here. I've already started laying some road bed down. I drew in some lines. I tried to experiment with some line drawing here, and I've got a kind of a mess of lines here, and it just didn't. Some of the ways I was doing wasn't working, and I finally found one that worked. The final design here, let's see, check my thing here. It's the inside radius is 28 inches. The outside radius is 30.5. Still decent size. That's the biggest I could run in this area. As you can see, I'll just go up, curve right on over, and it'll come over here. And obviously the one right here will be the one. It'll come through here and curve, cross the duck under, and boom, connect back on right to there. There will be a switch right here that will continue the main line, or it'll go straight into an industry here, yet to be named. I've got my switch already in place right here that goes back into the engine facility back here. And it's a number 6 switch right here. And it'll just lead back into here, and as you can see, I got the road bed kind of in place. The first lead here will go to will come off and go back into the engine shop. This one will go to a maintenance track, and this one will Y out into the fueling facility. This one right here is just going to be an empty track section that I can sit extra locomotives on, or any kind of maintenance of way vehicles or anything, or train cars. But as you can see, if I just take this number 6 switch, I've already got them kind of measured out into place where they'll go right on at number 6. I'll put a 6 there. Where's my mark at? There it is. And got a mark there, and that number 6 will go right there. And then, of course, I'll flip it around. And got that number 6 coming off right there like that. So I'll have 3 number 6 switches right here in a row to make up the main area of the engine facility. Should be able to hold approximately 10 engines comfortably. Probably, I don't know if I'll get that many, but I wanted to be able to hold that many. I'll have back over in here will be like a little yard building. I'll put a yard tower here for the switches, and parking lot stuff for the people. Probably have a road come across and go down back to maybe a maintenance away thing, to shed or something back there. And so that'll be the bulk of it. Probably use the Walthers diesel shop, Walthers refueling station. I'll probably get the sanding tower kit and a couple of outbuildings and stuff, tower and stuff, and make this will be the bulk of the engine yard. I did get a crossover installed, and I used the Caboose Industry sprung ground throws on both of them, and they are operational. Like that, and move it. Real easy to install. I didn't do a how-to on how to install it because, for one, I don't really have a phone that I can set up, I don't have a camera I can set up on a tripod because I'm just using my iPhone 4S here to shoot this video, and so I really can't do really good how-tos because it's hard to hold a phone and shoot a how-to video, and I just don't have. I've never bothered to invest money into a nice camera to shoot these videos. I just use my phone because it works out really good. So I got a couple of rolling stock cars on here, as you can see in a thing. I got my MTH Ace on there, and it comes around. I'm either going to put a switch coming off here that'll go into an industry here, or have it come off over here and go into it, not real sure. Or I was going to pull this up and come off this switch and have a switch come out to a passing siding that went around here all the way and joined on back over here, and then somewhere in the passing siding I'd have the entrance into the engine or the diesel industry that I'll have in this area right here. There'll be some town scene and stuff over here, and then obviously I've got the switch in place back here, the number 6, that'll lead back into that industry back in there, obviously being occupied by stuff to work on the layout with. And what's going to happen there is, as you can see, I've got just one of the tabletop switch machines on that. That will be changed out to a tortoise. I've already got the hole drilled underneath the switch points so I can mount the tortoise to it. I just don't have one right now, and I wanted to keep it to where it wouldn't throw and go straight off into nothing. So, but come on around. Like I say, the passing siding will either end right here, or I might have an interest in the industry. I might do a passing siding just so I have a passing siding to have on the layout. There'll be a crossover out here on the duck under, and then there'll be a switch that'll come off over here someplace. In fact, let me just go ahead and kind of throw the duck under in place so you can see a little better what I'm talking about. Okay, as you can kind of see, the line comes over, goes up, joins into that. That's roughly about a 30-inch radius right there, and then I'll just mock the line. Once I get that inlaid, I'll put the other one in, and then I'll have a crossover out in here, and there'll be a switch coming off here. There'll be a number 6 switch that'll come through here, and it'll switch off to join back on there, and then I'll have one come straight out and go into my yet to be named industry in there. So, and like I say, the other big point about keeping the layout in this room only was the fact that my DCC system that I was looking to have to buy with the multi-room layout was obviously something that had walk-around capabilities. With me staying in this room only, that is not really going to be a big concern for me anymore. Actually, the Zephyr that my friend has loaned me right here, and it's a very nice one. It's the Zephyr Extra, the DCS 51. It's got all 29 sound functions. Really, really simple, as you can just see in the back here. As you can see just here in the back, I've just got the plain old 2 wires leading in out of it, A and B, and you can see there's a programming one, a jumper one. Just got the power right there, and I can't even put walk around throttles by using some loco nets around the layout if I wanted. And then I just got it, gator grip to the track right now, and that way I can power it. Actually, I've got it, flip this switch here, and this comes on up here, so it's all hooked in. Comes up, you can see I can turn my track power on. That's what's great about an MTH engine. Track power comes on, and there is no sound on that engine until I make it, which is pretty awesome. One feature that has drove me, oops, let me shut the thing off here. That is the one feature on this engine that drove me to buy the MTH versus the Athearn, is the start up and shut down. With the Athearn Ace that I had, as soon as you hit track power, the thing started up, no control over shutting it off unless you just hit the mute button. And I like the fact that it's got the start up and shut down, and for me that was the most important thing to have, because I didn't want to have 6 or 7 engines on the layout that were just starting up, and I had to go through and enter them all up and mute them all, or whatnot. So that's my main drive of liking the MTH over the Athearn better. So the DCC system for this the Zephyr is a big thing. If I do get a Zephyr, I'll probably put a table mount to the layout here, run the wires into that to run a bus underneath the layout to power the layout, and then the program track be right there next to it. And then if I do decide, I can put loco nuts around the layout. And actually, if I've, like Jason, he let me use this because this is actually for his N-scale layout, and then he's got a Super Chief Extra for his HO, so he's got some, I think he's got the duplex one, so he's got the wireless remote, but he can plug it into loco nets around the layout, and if he wants to come up and run trains with me, he can bring his throttles up, and I can use my Zephyr, and he can plug into some of the loco nets. So kind of thinking ahead there. The other option I was considering with this smaller layout, plus this is 3 amps more than enough to power the layout. The other option I was thinking about was an NCE power cab, because then I would just plug it in right there. I'd obviously just move this light switch over to here and power the light switch over here, and the plug underneath of it, I could plug it in right there, program track, and with the NCE power cab, it's already got walk around. Basically, I could walk back and forth across the room here because it's just a handheld with the cord plugged into it. So it would allow me to be able to walk around and not be stationary as this is. So that one's high on the list. And also the MRC Prodigy Express. I've already had that DCC system. It's a very nice system. It doesn't have all the sound functions that the Digitrax has, but it has the basic ones that you need to run an engine with sound. It's only 1.6 amps. I'm pretty sure that would be enough to do this room. If not, I would just maybe invest a little more money to get in the 3.5 amp booster for it, and that would be more than enough to do this room then. But those are my three options on my DCC system. Not real certain or dedicated to any of the three yet. May get some more track down once I start getting more track laid into it and able to do complete loops around the layout room. Then I'll probably start looking more heavier into getting a DCC system. But I would say if I had to make a decision today, it would probably be the Digitrax. Really, I don't know. I just have to go see. Price-wise, I think the Prodigy Express is the cheapest of the three. I've seen them sell on eBay for right around $100. I've seen the NCE Power Cab go for anywhere from $130 to $150, and I've seen the Digitrax, the extra one with all the sound functions, are pushing about $175 to $200. So obviously the Digitrax is the most expensive. MRC is the cheapest. The Power Cab's right there in the middle. So it's kind of a toss-up there. So here's where I'm at, and just thought I'd throw this quick video on here to show you everything with the progress. I'll get another video uploaded probably the first of the week to show what I'm doing out in this other room, but I'll just kind of give you a flash of what's going on out here, and that's all I've got for now.